think I discovered the Wheel Specialist looking at different options online. Might have been in a magazine, actually, I might have seen something, but I think it was mainly online when I was having a proper look and doing some really good research. I think I was looking into different automotive franchise options and franchise options in general as well, but mainly specifically for automotive was what I was kind of mainly interested in. So yeah, it popped up on one of the websites and it made me want to find out more. I chose Wheel Specialist because when I was looking around, the brand image was quite important to me. I do think the branding, the way it looks, is got quite a good presence. So my background is, I've always been a mad petrol head, bit of a car nut, but my work background was more in retail. So I would always kind of tinker with my car on the driveway, the weekends and holidays and things like that. I grew up watching Fast and the Furious, so that kind of like inspired me to want to, instead of just letting everyone else get on with sorting out your car and stuff like that, I wanted to actually get a bit hands-on. And I think doing what I did for such a long time made me want to look at what other directions could I go in. And automotive was definitely the next big passion that I've always had and what I wanted to move towards. So when we first opened our branch, I do remember launch day and feeling a little bit anxious, excited. So there was I think a few different emotions really, but I think because we've been doing a lot of practice and stuff like that, so we've been working in the unit for a while and got used to the tools and familiarise ourselves with everything. But I think having actual customers in just felt very different vibe. It was nice because it was kind of like, this is what it's for. I think there's always going to be challenges the whole way along, and obviously like new equipment and things like that, just learning it. I think with the unit setup, trying to work out where you need power for certain things and, you know, have you got plug sockets in the right place, that sort of stuff. But no, they weren't major challenges really. It was just kind of working through what you needed to do to get to where you needed to be. I think it was mainly more that. So a normal day for us would basically be, we try and get customers to drop off 8:30 to 9 o'clock. So it gives us a little bit of time because we start at 8. So it gives us a little bit of time to get in, kind of get settled, get some wheels out the tank, maybe rotate some wheels. Customers drop off, yeah, kind of all hands on deck. We have a little bit of a team meeting before that if we can, and just see what jobs are coming in. Try and have a kind of a plan for a bit of a structure on the day and work out what priority kind of we need to look at, and then basically pretty much get down to it. So my role would pretty much be to make sure everyone knows what they're doing, kind of oversee what's happening, try and make sure kind of we're getting wheels from the front of the workshop into the middle of the workshop into the back of the workshop, so the production line is moving and that we're on track for getting jobs done basically. So I think that's probably my main role is kind of overseeing, but then I do get involved in a little bit of everything really. So with our team, we've actually kind of on purpose didn't look for people that were, you're going to just do this and you're just going to do this and you're just going to do this. In theory, we do have someone that's more front of workshop, so a bit of tyre fitting and looking after the wheels and the tanks, getting wheels on off cars. And then we have someone that's more kind of positioned in the middle and the back of the workshop as well. However, we do switch around a little bit too. But in terms of the team, the nice thing is we do all get on really well. So we've got a good rapport. So there is a little bit of time in between doing things where we can have a little chat here or there, but we're all pretty focused on achieving our goal for the day. We get quite a lot of different customers, I would say, because we do a lot of national account insurance work. A lot of those vehicles are only a few years old. So it could be 2 years, 3 years. We've had a few cars that are only a few weeks old and they've already managed to curb all their wheels. But we also see people who are just car enthusiasts and have got maybe a car that's a little bit older. Wheels might not have been touched for years, or maybe they bought a new set of wheels for the car and then they want to have them refurbished or change colour maybe before it goes back on the car. We've had a few people who just have a colour change in mind. So they might have bought a new car and they just didn't like the colour of the wheels with that car, so want to change it to a gloss black or something like that. We do some trade work as well. So we have a couple of traders who will bring us a car, we'll sort the wheels out, and hopefully if they've managed to pick up another car in time, they'll bring us another car when they pick that car up, which is even better for us, but also good for them because then they haven't got to get home on the bus. So they can just swap a car over. Most memorable customer, that's probably an interesting one. We had someone who wanted to change the colour of their wheels quite drastically. It didn't not work with the car. It did look good, but I think it was one of those where it was such an unusual colour choice that you really wouldn't know what it would look like until it was done. Ultimately, wheels are an expression of your personality to a certain point, aren't they? So it's got to be personal preference. And if you like gloss black, then go with gloss black. If you want purple, then purple is what you should get, really. So yeah, I think that's probably the most memorable, is people choosing kind of like slightly unusual things, which actually is a fun thing to do as well. Because like I said, you don't really know what it can look like, and then you see it on the car and you realize, actually, yeah, I didn't think it would look like that, but it does look better than I thought it would. If you can be brave, then it can pay off quite well. and it's unique, isn't it? It's not just the work you put in, it's the actual satisfaction that you see and how happy the customer is as well. So I think those are probably the best days, when you have someone who picks up a car and they're really, really over the moon and telling you that you've done an amazing job. So the support from the hub has been really good, particularly I think at the beginning phases where you're really not really sure what needs to be done, and the order of things, I think, and unit setup, and I think having people just to get second and third opinions off as well is really, really helpful, because you might know roughly what to do, but it's someone saying, yeah, you're right, that's exactly what you do. I think that's really, really good. But also just day-to-day stuff, if you've got any questions or queries, there's always someone available on the end of the phone, or an email if that's what you prefer. So no, I'd say the support has been second to none. It's been really good. The other thing that we get from the hub is some fast track meetings, which might be once a week or once every couple of weeks, and they are really helpful to keep you on track. I think it's good to get an outsider's perspective and get an overview and just have a general discussion about what's going on in the workshop or what we're looking to achieve next with the business. There's quite a lot of franchisees in the network, obviously, and most people are very easy to talk to. Yeah, I know that other franchisees are also definitely very helpful. The training has been really good. I did a few weeks in Manchester, so really seeing exactly how the unit works and kind of all the steps along the production line, and getting involved. And in actually, that was the first time I took tyres off of a wheel and put tyres back on. So that was kind of fundamental to the start of my training journey with what we actually need to do on a daily basis. So no, the training has been really useful. We've had Andy come down here as well once we've got our unit set up, because the equipment might be slightly different from branch to branch. So with our specific equipment, we've then had a good few weeks training here, and then a few more weeks of just practice as well, to make sure we're really comfortable with all of the equipment and exactly what we're doing. The national accounts have been quite good, because from the day we opened, we had leads coming through from the national accounts, and there's a few different partners that they come from as well. But no, I think having those leads and having a database where you can go on and these are all just effectively prepaid leads, you just got to get them booked in. I think that's a big plus when you're starting a new business as well, because you obviously going to have to get your name out in the local area, and it's going to take some time for people to know you're here and who you are. But I think having the national accounts gives you a little bit of a leg up on that ladder, and you're going to get stuff booked in before people even realise that you're even here. So the hub do manage our marketing, and it's nice because we do on our database, we see leads coming in. So there will be a lot of things that drive people to the Facebook page or the Instagram page, but also to the website to get online quotes. So being able to go on there and see that we've had 5 quotes come in today so far, and then be able to see what it was for, if they're in the local area, and maybe call a couple of people up and get them booked in. That's really, really good as well. So the marketing that gets done is very targeted, and it's definitely bringing leads in through the system too. I mean, having your own business, definitely, if you're going from being in a normal kind of 9 to 5 paid job, definitely changes things a lot. And there's obviously a little bit more flexibility with kind of kids drop-offs in the morning, or if I really need to get somewhere, like say my son's got a play at school or something like that, it might have been a bit difficult to kind of squeeze out work for an hour or two before to do that, whereas there is a little bit more flexibility with that now. So it definitely does change general life dynamics. I think the thing I enjoy most about running my own business is it's nice when you feel like you're the one that people ask everything. So like they oh, is this right, or do I need to do this? When you kind of have got a bit more experience, because when you start out, you don't know, and that's when getting support from the hub and things like that is really helpful. And once you've kind of got a bit further on that journey and you've got a bit more experience and you know a little bit more about exactly how your equipment works and ways to sort things out, little issues and things, you are the go-to person for when people want to find out how to solve an issue or problem. I would definitely say to someone who's looking at different franchise options, and potentially the Wheel Specialist as well, you really want to make sure that you are going down a road that is something that you've got a bit of passion about. So you don't have to have loads of experience, but if you're willing to put the hard work in, then you will be able to pick up the skills you need. So I think it's one of those where if you think that's a direction you can see yourself going, and you've got a bit of a passion for cars or automotive, and this is the environment you'd like to be in, don't be too concerned about if you've got loads of experience or not. You'll be able to pick that stuff up without any issues at all. So so if someone is looking at the franchise and thinking that's a bit of me, then it's definitely a good route to go down.